Caribbean Connections TV.
Oh, so I'll tell you what happens to your brain when you watch porn. This is what happens. So as you know, there's a physical change. Physical changes when you're watching porn occurs, besides arousal and stuff. But did you know that something happens to the brain also, which can be very damaging to the brain structure? The brain actually changes for that person who watches porn or has become addicted to porn, which is very easy to do, especially if you're watching a little and a little and a little bit of porn. Eventually you want more and more because you're just not getting that stimulation. Your brain becomes desensitized to what you've seen, so you have to get deeper into porn, and your porn becomes more explicit, more violent. It just escalates, and nothing arouses you anymore, and you just have to go deeper and deeper and deeper into darkness. The chemical thing that happens to the brain, that occurs in the brain when one engages in activity involving pornography, testosterone, dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin are released. Having sex, or making love, or jogging, or exercising, dopamine is one of the happy drugs. The chemical change which causes the person to engage in an act to have a temporary feeling of euphoria. It becomes necessary for that person to function. You naturally want it all the time. You want more dopamine. You want more serotonin to be released. So it's almost like a drug. The same kind of effect that someone addicted to cocaine or heroin will get. It's that happy feeling, that high. So eventually your brain wants more and more and more, and it's easy to get because you can just sit there and you're feeding the brain, and the brain is changing because there's no touch, there's no feel, there's no real connection. You can click on, for men, you can click on as many women as you can all at once. That's stimulating your brain. And when it comes to turning to the real world, your real partner, that partner doesn't stimulate you anymore because you've totally been overstimulated through pornography. For your girlfriend, what happens to her is her self-esteem drops, because women like to know that their men, their partners, are attracted to them. Yeah, we like to feel like, we're hot. We're hot enough to attract the ones that we love, and we, as women, we always have self-esteem problems anyway. But what makes us cope with that is that to know that the ones that we love, our significant other, still find us attractive. But when you ignore your significant other and you head to your laptop to satisfy your needs or desires, it hits her or your partner really hard. So that's what happens to them. But what happens to you is that all of a sudden you don't know how to connect spiritually. You don't know how to connect emotionally, because with porn, there's nothing about love in there. As you know, these people don't even know each other. Or if they do know each other, they're not in love with each other. They're just doing this for a paycheck. Most of them take drugs before they do it because they can't even cope with the fact that that's the kind of life they have. They have to desensitize themselves from the fact that they're doing something that is so degrading, and emotionally, spiritually, in every way. Because most of these women come from broken homes or were molested as children, as young adults. So they don't know how to cope with these things, and some of them have to do it for financial reasons. So nobody's really, people who work in the porn industry don't really do it because they love it. Like, you might find 1% or half of 1% who would say that, but most of them are usually corrupt, have issues, because nobody likes to be degraded. It's just not in our human nature to be degraded sexually by people that we don't even know. Some of us just do it some of them do it for the money. By you clicking on to this all the time, you're kind of encouraging it, right? You're part of the problem. You're actually hurting that person more, because the more you're interested, the more demand it is for this evil. Now, on a spiritual sense, I'm going to tell you exactly what happens when you click on porn. Now, from my experience, as soon as you click on porn, you open up that address, you open up that website. You think you open a website and you're like excited to go, enjoy it or whatever, but let me tell you what else you open up. You've just opened up another realm, a spiritual realm, but a very negative spiritual realm. Now, if you have a spiritual eye like what I have, as soon as you open that page, you would see a whole slew of evil, like evil negative spirits. Now, I've seen this many times. Like, even if I accidentally click on one, or sometimes they pop up, because I try and avoid anything like that anyway. But as soon as I open it with my sixth sense, my spiritual eye, there's a lot of crap that comes out, enters my house, my living space, my spiritual life. Now, if you do this every night, you're opening more and more doors. Every time you click on a website that is negative, that has porn, that is degrading to women, women who actually need help, every time you click on this website and you open this, you are inviting all these negative, dark spirits. And I call them dark spirits because they don't have your best interests at hand. They enter your life. They make you want more and more. They make your woman, your partner, reject you. They make your life miserable. You guys are arguing more. There's no love, blah blah blah, until it comes to an end. She leaves you, she walks out, or he leaves you, he walks out. You're left by yourself, and you're like, oh my God, what just happened? Because their mission on this earth is to disrupt, to separate, because anything that is the opposite of love, that is what they're there for. So porn is evil. Porn opens up doors to the dark world that you do not want in your house. I suggest you fight that, find another hobby, do something else, connect with your partner, learn to love her again, and put on your parental control, your child control on your internet, so you can walk away. Sex is beautiful with someone you care about. Sex is beautiful when you're touching someone, you're releasing, you're bonding. That's what you need. You don't need to encourage all of this negative energy and open up evil, dark realms in your home, in your life, in your marriage. Just leads to more negativity that we in this world don't need. We have enough to deal with.